is everyone doing? So, the main reason I'm here is the first video is actually doing a lot better than I thought it would, which is amazing. I appreciate it. But as people are still searching it, I have done a lot of work since when I recorded that video last night, and the build wasn't perfect. I was struggling to clear an 8, which is not okay, a chaotic 8. So I've switched some things around, and my lord, is it so much better. Some skills were changed, some weapons, and some gear pieces. So I will leave this up here first, and then I'll talk and let you guys kind of see it so you can copy, pause here, do what you're going to do. So first thing, completely change the tree around a little bit. Or completely reset, put new points in, I should say. Still following the same line here, gun damage, as well as crit hit damage, and then a couple more points into action skill cooldown. I'm still going with the Spore Cloud as well as Medical Mushroom, just due to being picked up. Put 3 points into here for magazine size and ammo regen. Regeneration's kind of nice, not a big deal, but the mag size is huge. And then you have your same thing as here. Ability damage, anything that takes it gets an increased damage that gets by your tornado, blah blah blah. Gun damage and crit hit, or gun damage on critical hit spots is increased. Where we changed the most is in this tree here. We also got rid of this and put an extra point into this side. Still following status duration and damage, as well as status effect damage as well. And then we put still going 5 here for movement speed. This is where I need to. I didn't want to go with this one. I don't see a point in it, just because what's the point of it? This one here, put 3 points in for fire rate and spell damage, and then crit hit damage into here, as well as the sprint still, and then status effect damage plus duration, or new status if they can't spread. I might switch that around. That's one I want to put a couple more into, but nonetheless, not a big deal. On the weapon side of things, what we've changed so far is we swapped out one of the rings. Biggest thing is the more gun damage makes more damage, pretty obvious. 12% duration to skill action, or action skill, which is nice. Keeps our tornadoes up longer, meaning more things are getting hit to take increased damage. And then I wanted the sniper rifle crit hit damage, and I'll explain why in a second. We are still using the rune shield, just because it's a bigger shield, you get more damage. Big thing I switched out was the last armor piece I had left us at 1 health, not the greatest. This one, the smart armor, is really nice for, gives us 1 extra point into our gun damage, 2 extra points into crit hit, 30% spore, and hey, I'm talking here. Okay, that's great, thanks for the input. Anyways, Stabbomancer 15, critical hit chance by our companion, not a big deal. I want to see if I can get a different roll, but the 25% gun damage, more damage yet again. And then faster regeneration on our ward, which is nice. The biggest thing though, critical hit chance is reduced by 50, but critical hit damage is increased by 50. Now that's big. It seems like you're losing a lot to gain a lot. You're really not, because this skill alone gives us 70. But as it is right now, if you're following this, going here, and then still building for crit hit chance everywhere else, just this alone and your dexterity, if you notice, we're already over, so losing 50 isn't a big deal. You're already hitting 9 out of 10 crit shots as it hits. That's huge, it's nice and big, keeps the damage going. Necklace was switched out to gun damage and Stabbomancer power, as well as 15% gun reload speed, 10% all damage. Whenever you melee damage, you have 30% chance to instantly reload one of your equipped guns. Your currently equipped weapons, which is nice. It's guns ammo by the equipped gun, so everything gets loaded if you get a melee hit, or if that procs, which is huge. Still using the Twister, just because it is the best spell if you're doing, in my opinion, at least if you're doing a status effect build, highly effective against flesh. I want to freeze one, haven't found one that's good yet, but it is a chaotic, I'm still rolling with it. It does a ridiculous amount of damage. Sword, we're still using this sword due to the amped melee attacks amplify the damage in your next 3 gunshots by 50% for the next 10 seconds. Also huge, very nice, very big. Still using the same weapon here, Nightshade of the Peak. Does a lot of damage. I need to change out my enchantment. Still rolling for it. I'm up to like 15 rolls. It's getting expensive. I might just have to farm a new one, but it's hard. This is the biggest change, is the portable sawmill of Cursed Clock Tower. Damage 1100 times 2, not huge, but we get the 67% gun damage plus the 15% rate of fire and the consumed 2 per shot, which is nice. Don't mind my phone, sorry. With that being said, when you pair that with the sniper rifle or the crit damage on top of our armor piece, and with this one, when you shoot, the saw blades actually ricochet to everyone around you. So this sniper rifle does a lot of damage, doesn't matter what elemental type they have. If you go up and melee them once, get that 3 shots by 50%, and then shoot 3 times melee, shoot 3 times melee, you do a ridiculous amount of damage anywhere around you to everything. So that's huge. This weapon too, I highly recommend the live wire of the treetops. So the biggest thing this is nice for is as you're shooting it, you get that laser beam. When that laser beam is out, it tracks one enemy and ricochets and arcs to everyone around it that is within a certain proximity. That is another big damage buff to everything around you, especially when you have your tornadoes out and your spell, because everything just takes increased damage. Other thing that's changed obviously is mythic ranks. We're putting, so far I was building for gun damage, but switched to fire rate as well. Up here we're building put everything into wisdom at first, and then realize that lightning damage isn't a bad one as well, because lightning does a lot of damage to everything for some reason. I'm sure that'll be changed. Then we have 17 points into frost, obviously because we are frost dealing. And then I put 10 points into
What incredible technique should I learn next?
Goodness. Constitution points just for more health, and then putting into strength for crit hit damage. With that being said, guys, I'm now clearing 14s with easy. I have nonstop been just running for more and more chaos levels. It is getting not necessarily harder, I'm getting squishier, but I'm dealing out more damage than I ever thought I would with my last build. So I appreciate you guys for checking out this video as well. Like I said, first one's doing great. I appreciate it, and I will keep these builds coming as I update and switch characters and figure out more. See, there's one of the saw blades now. So you guys have a great day, and we will catch you on the flip side in the next one. Later.